Hey guys, welcome to another episode of SuTube. It's November the 26th, and unless you're living under a rock, you know that the price of Bitcoin has been selling off today. But also, if you've been tuning into this channel for a while now, you know that in my last video, I predicted this crash the night before it happened. So we're going to dive into taking a look at the Bitcoin price today, guys. And if you think that sounds good, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and with that, let's get it. Alright guys, we're going to start things off as usual by looking at my Bitcoin weekly chart on my Bitstamp chart because it has the most history. And you guys know that in my last video I pointed out that we were kind of coming into the range of the top of these weekly candle bodies where they had closed in our previous all-time highs. And I did say that if we go back and look at the previous bull market cycle, I said that once we get near our all-time highs, what we're going to have to watch for is a bit of a retrace, especially after such a parabolic move such as this. A pullback is totally expected, guys. And you guys know that I've been pointing out the 618 rejection point, looking for a bounce along there for a couple of reasons. One, it's just a Fibonacci level that I love. And two, we do have this little box of support here. I shouldn't say little, that's actually pretty large. But one thing to keep in mind, guys, is as the price is as high as it is, these moving averages are also curling to the upside. So it would make a lot of sense if we pull back and get near that 618 retrace as this moving average ends up curling to the upside and provides us with support to carry on this bull trend. And of course, as always, guys, none of this has to happen. None of this is financial advice. Always do your own research. Form your own opinions. I'm just showing you what the technicals are showing me. One thing from a bullish standpoint, guys, is that we have wicked to this Fibonacci line perfectly, the 786, which can also act as a very strong resistance point. And you can see here that we got a beautiful support test of that, which is good to see. But I really don't think that's the end of our sell-off. Just once again, looking at that 618, we haven't retested yet. And just how parabolic this run has been, it would absolutely make sense to get a bigger pullback. You know, in my last video I was pointing that out. And once again, I just think it's important that eventually we're going to have to test this 21-week moving average. It happens in every bull market. Wouldn't be out of the ordinary at all. It will catch a lot of people off guard. A lot of people are going to panic and sell their positions, blah, blah, blah. But all in all, this is just a typical bull market price action, in my opinion, guys. Bumps in the road are going to happen. You can't just have never-ending green candles. This is really, people are shitting their pants, and this is just one weekly candle so far. Yes, it's harsh. It's been about I think a 15% retracement or something like that, 16, 17%. So yes, it's nothing to laugh at, but it's totally expected. And you guys know I've been calling for it because it just makes a lot of sense, guys. Another reason I don't think this move to the downside is done is because you guys know I've been pointing out this my macro fractal pattern, which I have been throwing at you guys religiously pretty much, and it's been playing out just bang on basically since down here, and I think that was somewhere in June or July that I started pointing it out. And a lot of the connections I made have just been recently, but that's really where I started flipping extremely bullish on this market. And that was more so for the triangle, but the triangle did tie into that bigger fractal pattern that I have been talking about. And since it has been playing out so well, basically, since June or July or whatever, you can see here that we did this exact same thing, guys. Look how close we got to all-time highs. That's insanely close, but we did have a harsh sell-off. Let's check out a percentage-wise. First candle, yeah, 30%. You're looking at a 35%, 40% pullback, something like that, to that 618 rejection point in this cycle. I don't see why this cycle would be any different. Of course, it could be. We could absolutely fucking explode. It would surprise me a little bit, honestly, but I'm ready for it. I still do have my long-term investment holding. I'm not panic selling out of that position. All I was interested in doing was just locking in my profits from my leverage positions and that sort of stuff. But overall, I think the trend is your friend. This trend is beautiful. I mean, you tell me which direction you think this trend is going when we compare these market cycles that look so identical, guys. I think it's pretty obvious that we are about to make a massive move in the next year or two. And these pullbacks are going to happen. This isn't going to be the only one that happens. This bull trend, bull cycle, whatever you want to call it. There's going to be plenty of them, guys. So get used to it. Guys, this chart is a little alarming for me from a bullish perspective on Bitcoin. We're kind of at a crossroads here. This is the DXY, the US dollar index, and you can see that I had this downward sloping yellow trend line forming here. I don't know how reliable it is because down here we were breaking it both directions and wasn't really holding as anything, but we were gravitating towards it, so it is still a line of interest. But right now in this whole area here, we have been testing it as going from a bit of resist to a support flip. And as well, we do have this horizontal purple support line. So in my opinion, just something to watch for. This could be a level of interest for the US dollar to absolutely get a springboard effect and start trending back to the upside. And if that happens, guys, I do think that crypto will see more selling off. That being said, if we plunge and we drop these support lines and the US dollar just continues to plunge with all the money printing and that sort of stuff, guys, I think in that case, crypto would absolutely explode, but we're gonna have to wait that one out and see what happens. I'm gonna go back to my Bitcoin chart, but I'm gonna zoom into the 15-minute chart here, guys, because a lot of you might be wondering what happened with my leverage positions. You guys know that I shared this one in absolute real time. It was a 25x from 17.7K, and my previous video I explained why I took that, but that was shared in real time. And I also pointed out that I've been watching this red trading range here, a bit of a wedge slash triangle, whatever you want to call it, and I was looking for 3 touch points. Even I think I had this 3rd touch point in my last video, but I said I'd like another one just because these two are so close together. I wasn't willing to give them all too much weight, but that was in fact 3 touch points. Here, this 4th one though, that really confirmed it that we were going to carry on to the upside. Didn't add to my position, but you can see that I did start taking most of my profits around 19.2K there. I had also taken some profits along the way, but that's kind of where I sold out of most of my position was 19.2. And that's just because, again, guys, we were getting closer to all-time highs, which I'm considering around 19.5, 19.6K, somewhere in there. So that's where I locked in a bunch of profits and let the rest ride. And you can see here we dropped back down into my triangle, and just below 18.4 thousand US dollars is where I stopped out the rest of my position in profits, which even though it did drop a bunch, that's still at 25x. That was still at a 75% profit or something like that, closer to 100, I think. You can see up here where I was taking a bunch of profits. 8.5% times 25, well, over 200%, guys. So absolutely a beautiful trade. And once again, that was shared in absolute real time. So follow me on Twitter if you haven't. Once in a while, I'll share some good technical analysis on there, or even I believe it was 2 trade setups that I had posted publicly there for absolutely for free for you guys to enjoy. I don't know if anybody caught it, probably not. But it was there, so you can go check that out if you want, and hopefully I'll do more in the future. I don't want to sit here and say I'm the absolute best and I don't lose trades or anything like that, guys. Yesterday I did take a couple, I tried a couple little snipes on Ethereum. I wasn't feeling super confident in the market because of how things are looking like they were going to sell off. So I did keep my position small. I kept my stop losses tight, and I did lose a couple positions yesterday, so that does happen. But guys, compared to the profits I've been seeing the last couple months, it's just a drop in the bucket, and I really don't fucking care. So we're gonna have to see how this market plays out from here. Hopefully get some more trades. You can see here Bitcoin's actually, it's breaking out of this bit of a trend. I don't have a ton of faith in it because I'm only going to count this as 2 touch points if we're looking at this trend line. These shorter timelines like this, I'm just kind of looking at it for fun. It wouldn't really surprise me if we did go to the upside and retest this triangle as a support to resistance flip rather than the opposite way, and might get another sell-off when we start running into that triangle. So we'll have to watch for that. That being said, maybe we absolutely break out, break above, and carry on the bull rally. Who am I to say it can't happen? It absolutely can. I'm just not really banking on it for now. So yeah. Like I said, guys, give me a follow on Twitter. Today, this is more of a personal thing, but just a reminder, not all of life is about Bitcoin or trading, sitting at the computer. You got to get out and live life a little bit. So I just kind of giving my opinion. If you're feeling stressed, go out, do something, take time to plan a strategy, do something that makes you happy. Kiteboarding is my personal favorite. And you can see here I'm going full send. I can't wait till the weekend. Gonna do it again. As long as we get some wind. We have tons of snow right now because we got some big blizzards and that sort of stuff. Sorry to get off topic, but just once in a while you got to change things up. So just be able to relax a little bit, guys. If you are losing sleep over this or you're just absolutely stressed, you might be a little too heavily invested. Remember, don't risk more than you're willing to lose, right? So, you guys, if you do appreciate this content, give me a like, give me a subscribe, and share the video if you think you know anyone who could benefit from my technical analysis. Um, Again, if you haven't checked out my macro analysis and why I am still remaining bullish on this market, even though we've had this bit of a sell-off the last couple days, um, it just kind of shows my level-headed approach. And if you want to call it that, you might think I'm a little crazy because the price targets are absolutely insane sounding, and even to myself they sound a little insane. But then the technicals are there to back it up, so just give it a watch. Again, the link is in my description. But with that, guys, stay safe. Have a good weekend. I'll try and make some videos this weekend. We'll have to see how busy I get and if we get wind, that sort of stuff. But one last time, if you could just hit that thumbs up and subscribe, that would just be, I can't appreciate it more, you guys. I absolutely thank you guys so much for tuning in. I've seen my subscribers grow lately. Absolutely great to see, and it's just given me a little more motivation to keep this channel going and hopefully spend more and more time with it as time goes on. And let me know if it's beneficial to you, if you've made any good trades based on something I've said, anything like that would be great to hear from you guys. Let me know what you think down below. With that, I'm out. Stay safe. Peace out.